Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide's online service. As I say every week, I want to let you know wherever you are on your journey of spirit, you are welcome, loved, and accepted. This is a way of life where we honor all paths to God. Now is the time that we take a deep cleansing breath. We quiet our minds and we prepare ourselves for service. Oh, yes. Right here in this very space, in this very room. In this very room, there's quite enough love for one like me. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for one like me. And there's quite enough peace, quite enough power to walk through my every fear. For spirit, one spirit, is in this very room. In this very room, there's quite enough love for all of us. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all of us. And there's quite enough peace, quite enough power to walk through our every fear. For spirit, one spirit, is in this very room. In this very room, there's quite enough love for all the world. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for all the world. And there's quite enough peace, quite enough power to walk through our every fear. For spirit, one spirit, is in this very room. Is in this very Oh, yes, there's quite enough love, quite enough peace, and quite enough power right here in this very room. Give me one moment in time when I'm all that I knew I could be. Oh, why then, in that one moment in time, I will be. Oh yes, we will be. We will be free. Oh, you're a winner for a lifetime when you live each moment in time. Let it shine. Give me one moment in time when I'm all that I knew I could be. Oh, why then, in that one moment in time, I will be. Oh yes, we will be. We will be free. Oh, yes. Why, we will be free. Oh, yes, we will be free. Well, once again, good morning, everyone, to Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide's online service. As I said in the beginning, wherever you are on your journey of spirit, you are welcome, loved, and accepted. This is a way of life where we honor all paths to God. Our mission is to heal, inspire, empower, and prosper the world through love, prayer, meditation, and by sharing the principles and applications of successful living. Now, I know I see some new faces out there in the internet world, and I bet you may be having a wonderful celebration today. So just know, whether it's a birthday, anniversary, whatever you're celebrating, know that Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide is sending their blessings out to you today.
Actually, it's Reverend Linda Orick's.
And it's oh my goodness, it's Reverend Linda Orick's birthday today. So Linda, if you are turning in, we wish you a happy birthday. And we're going to say, we wish you a happy birthday. We wish you a happy birthday. We wish you a happy birthday and many more years. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Linda. Happy birthday to you and many more. Oh, we send our love and blessings to you today. Also, I want to remind you, and I've shown this every week now, look at here. What does it say? It says Business Hall of Fame, 14 years consecutively, Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide as the best place of 2021 places to worship. So isn't that fantastic? Let's give ourselves a nice round of applause. There you go. Thank you so much.
Our online audience.
Yes, and I want to let you know that if you or anyone you know is in need of affirmative prayer, please place it in the prayer box and know that our ministry of prayer will pray over it for 30 days, because we do know affirmative prayer does change things. Now, also, you know, this is the last Sunday of the month, and we want to wish everyone a wonderful Memorial Day weekend also. Our theme for the month has been Miracles in May. I'm going to state our affirmation, and then if you would like to join me, please state it with me right afterwards. Today, I expect a miracle, and I open myself to my good and my unexpected good, and so it is. Please join me. Today, I expect a miracle, and I open myself to my good and my unexpected good. And so it is. Beautiful. And before I go, I want to remind you that on Wednesday night, Dr. Sharon has her Spirit, Mind, and Body Connection. And for the month of June, it's going to be the four agreements. Yes, the four agreements. It went right over my head there for a second, but it came back in. The four agreements. So please join her on Wednesday night at 7:30, right on Facebook, StreamYard, or wherever you're watching from. Know that she'll be here on Wednesday nights at 7:30. And now is the time we bring Dr. Sharon up, who's going to do a beautiful meditation for you. Thank you so much for your kind attention.
Good morning, and welcome to Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide, where we believe there's a power for good in the universe greater than we are, and we can use it, and we are using it every single day of our lives. This is what I love about our way of life, is that we can recreate our experience at any moment. And as we join together in our meditation this morning, take a deep cleansing breath all the way down to the soles of your feet, remembering that your feet represent your understanding on the physical plane. For did not the psalmist say, with all you're getting, get understanding? For there is a spirit within man and within woman, and the breath of the Almighty hath given them life and understanding. Through this sacred understanding, we acknowledge all paths that lead to God are good. That right now, somewhere in the world, a Jew is saying her prayers, a Hindu is chanting a mantra, and a Buddhist is kneeling at her sacred shrine. Right now, at this very moment, someone is lighting a candle in a cathedral. Someone is making their Hajj toward Mecca, for it is the will of Allah. And yet someone else is lighting a fire in a jungle, repeating an ancient mystical drama. Many, many pathways up the mountaintop, and the view is always the same from the summit. In the dawning of the spiritual sun, for a moment all faiths became as one. The Christian, Buddhist, Muslim, Jew became as one, and somehow knew that mystic voice that calls to me, oh yonder person, I am thee, I are one. And in this oneness do we live and move and have our being. I am one. We feel this divine connection that moves beyond color, race, creed, sexual orientation, and oh yes, political affiliation. We are one. And as we open to our oneness, we live and move and have our being in the recognition that we're all part of this beautiful family of humanity. And what I know is that that which needs to be healed is healed. That which needs to be revealed is revealed. That which needs to be known is known, and that which needs to be released is released, quickly, gently, and with grace. For eye hath not seen nor ear heard, neither hath entered into the heart of humanity the things which God hath prepared for them that love. Regardless of what name we put on our higher power, it matters not. But to acknowledge that which is within us is greater than that which resides in the world of conditions, appearances, and effects. Thank you, Father, Mother God, for this way of life and the recognition we seek first the kingdom of God, and all good things are added unto us, that mentally and emotionally we are in perfect peace. Our mind is stayed on thee. Our mind is stayed on what is life-giving and life-affirming. We build on that and let everything else go. And whatever challenge we're facing, whatever is coming up in our experience, we send it love. Love is the strongest power in the universe and dissolves anything unlike itself. Physically, we bless this body temple. We know that our God is bigger than any diagnosis. So at a DNA cellular level, we affirm, I am whole, perfect, and complete here and now. Relationally, you are as close to God as I am ever going to get, and I am as close to God as you are ever going to get. And if I am in that place in me and you are in that place in you, there truly is only one of us. And financially, let us align this morning that God is our source, that we bless every avenue and channel in which our good flows. However, the ground of being is God. God is our source. And we affirm and declare this morning, I am happy, healthy, prosperous, and free. This is the truth for each and every one of us. We are happy, healthy, prosperous, and free as we align in this vibratory frequency and move to the octave of love, of light, truth, and beauty. And I want to add, if there's anyone viewing this morning that possibly cried themselves to sleep last night, I want you to know that you are not alone. The love of God surrounds you, the light of God enfolds you, the power of God protects you, and the presence of God watches over you. That wherever you are, God is. This is the truth for you and with you. Thank you, Father, Mother God, for this way of life, for the recognition of our oneness, and the opportunity to be in the world, but of a much higher vibratory frequency. We are so grateful as we let go and let God do what God does best by means of each and every one of us who heard the call and answered. Peace, shalom, peace, shante, peace, salam, peace, pause, peace, pax, peace, Friedan, peace, 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 peace. And now it's my great pleasure to have our in-house mystic, Kay Schreiber, come up, and she's going to share a beautiful reading this morning. We're just so happy that you're here with us, and we just bless you in your commitment to interfaith and to the world. We love you.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Today I'm going to be reading Miracles Are Expressions of Love, Points to Ponder by Paul West. In order to perform a miracle, your mind has to be in a state of love, because miracles are expressions from love. Miracle mindedness is a state of love, and when you express that from that state, your expressions have power, capable of healing others. Love is strong, and there is nothing my holiness cannot do. Being miracle-minded is the same as being right-minded, which is equated with true perception. It's quite an advanced state. It's not enough to be slightly loving. It's also not enough to just be caring for someone or feeling enamored. Love has to be felt deeply and strongly. To me, I feel like it's agape, a universal love, without ego. I have a challenge, Paul West has a challenge, maintaining this state. However, I can push myself past this to receive love and experience it. It's not possible to perform miracles with feeling fearful. And people who are working on purifying their minds are not miracle workers yet. Miracles are everyone's right in a state of love, but purification to get to that state is necessary first, clearing out the cobwebs of everything unlike love. There are moments when I felt especially filled with love. In those moments, I also feel strangely powerful and miraculous, as if the love itself is capable of doing anything. Without love, miracles are impossible. Love is literally and absolutely required ingredient for miracle working. It's through being intensely loving and expressing from that place of strength that you can literally perform miracles. You can heal the sick and raise the dead. Paul West. Thank you. And our wonderful fleet.
Who knows what tomorrow brings in a world where few hearts survive? All I know is the way I feel. When it's real, you keep it alive. The road is long. There are mountains in our way, but we climb each one every single day. Love lifts us up where we belong, where the eagles fly on a mountain high. Yes, Love lift us up where we belong. Far from the world below, where the clear winds blow. Some hang on to used to be, live their lives always looking behind. All we have is here and now. All our love out there to find. But the road, you know the road is long. There are mountains in our way, but we climb them each and every day. Oh, 'cause love lifts us up where we belong, up where the eagles fly, on a mountain high. Yes, love lifts us up where we belong, far from the world below, where the clear winds blow. Life goes on for you and I. We live our lives here and now. Yes, love lifts us up where we belong, up where the eagles fly, on a mountain high. Yes, love lifts us up where we belong, far from the world below, where the clear winds blow. Love lift us up where we belong, where the eagles fly, on a mountain high. Yes, 'cause love lifts us up where we belong. Why, far from the world below, where the clear winds blow. Oh yes, love lifted us up.
Beautiful. That is so beautiful.
Thank you so much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Dr. Sharon Stroud.
That was so beautiful. What a wonderful song, Love Lift Us Up. And I have just loved our theme for the month, Miracles in May. I do it every May, the miracles in May. And energetically, what happens is we create them. And also, I want you to know, everything unlike miracles show up as well when we take a stand on our spirituality. And I was having a conversation with a dear friend here in the park, Carol, and we were discussing that wonderful poem, He Drew a Circle That Shut Me Out, heretic, rebel, a thing to flout. But love and I had the wit to win. We drew a circle that took them in. This is what love does. But love and I had the wit to win. We drew a circle that took them in. And I want you to know this is a lot easier said than done, because to be tolerant of the intolerant, right? And I always believe in to be accepting and have respect for one another. And as we're accepting and we have respect, then, we may not agree. However, when I respect and accept that this is what works for you, I'm happy for you that this works for you. And my path works for me. So on this Memorial Day weekend, where we acknowledge the Course in Miracles and this whole month dedicated to miracles, that I drew a card, and it's the Course in Miracles cards, and it was, nothing you can do can change eternal love. Nothing you can do will change eternal love. Love is eternal. It is the strongest, most powerful energy in the universe. And when Jesus, who became the Christ, said, love one another as I have loved you, this commandment I give you, that you love one another as I have loved you. Now that presupposes that we first love ourselves, and that energy flows off and into the energy field. And when we love each other as we love ourselves, there is such a portal that opens, such an opening that opens. And so on this Memorial Day weekend, where we acknowledge all those that have moved on before us. My father was a World War II veteran. He came home very damaged. And we know energetically that the rigors of war, I mean, many, many veterans do not even speak of it, what they went through. And so that was my opportunity to keep drawing the larger circle and learning through that experience. And then when I was in Washington, D.C., I went to the Vietnam Memorial. Two friends of mine from high school were on the Vietnam Memorial. When I experienced that Vietnam Memorial, it was like, I just wept. You know, that energy of all those thousands of names, and to go out into the Arlington Cemetery and to realize that energy is neither destroyed nor created. It changes form, but there is a radical severance. And the physical, that severance, we feel it, that physical severance, don't we? Even though beyond the reach of hands, yet ever in the heart. And so in our way of life, where we acknowledge that energy is neither destroyed nor created, it changes form. And that ours is the adjustment that we make when the energy does change form. One of my very favorite poems by Victor Hugo, I am standing upon the seashore, a ship at my side spreads its white sails to the morning breeze and starts for the blue ocean. The ship is an object of beauty and strength, and I stand and watch it until at length it hangs like a speck of white cloud just where the sea and sky come down to mingle with each other. Then someone at my side said, it's there. They're gone. Gone where? Gone from my sight, that is all. The ship is just as large in mast and hull and spar as it was when it left my side, and just as able to bear its load of living freight to the place of destination. Their diminished size is in me, not in them. And just at the moment when someone at my side said, there, they've gone. There are other eyes watching them coming, taking up the glad shout. Here they come at last. Here they come at last. Their diminished size was in me, not in them. They're just as strong and mast and hull as they were when they were at our side. And just when someone said, they're gone, there are other eyes watching them coming, taking up the glad shout. Here they come at last. I love it. Life is eternal. And as the Course in Miracles states, nothing we can do will change eternal love. And on this Memorial Day weekend, where we acknowledge and we give reverence to all those that went before, all of our ancestors, all those that were in wars and foreign wars and taking a stand for our country, we are just deeply, deeply grateful. But you know that when Mother Teresa said, peace begins with a smile, and I'm an idealist. I believe that peace on earth is possible. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. For God as what? Our Father, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. And as we walk together in perfect harmony beyond color, race, creed, sexual orientation, and political affiliation, hand in hand, right? And I love when Martin Luther King Jr. said that, hate will not drive out hate. Only love can do that, right? Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. And so on this day where we're acknowledging that miracles are expressions of love, in fact, the Course in Miracles states that there is no order of difficulty in miracles. One is not larger or smaller than another. All expressions of love are maximal. So on this Memorial Day weekend, I want us to collectively take a stand on peace and just to acknowledge that we've learned, and Dr. Ernest Holmes, the founder of religious science, the laws of science, the opinions of philosophy, the revelations of religion apply to human need and the aspirations of every living soul. The aspirations of every living soul. So as we come together and we acknowledge the opportunity that we have to just put out this energy, let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. I saw a man today who didn't have a smile, so I gave him one of mine. There is always something that we can give. And I want to share with you an old legend. And this Memorial Day is just so perfect to share it. And it all began in 1862 during the Civil War when Union Army Captain Robert Ellicombe was with his men near Harrison Landing in Virginia. The Confederate Army was on the other side of the narrow strip of land. During this night, Captain Ellicombe heard the moan of a soldier who lay mortally wounded on the field. Not knowing if it was a Union or Confederate soldier, the captain decided to risk his life and bring the stricken man back for medical attention. Crawling on his stomach through the gunfire, the captain reached the stricken soldier and began pulling him toward his encampment. When the captain finally reached his own lines, he discovered it was actually a Confederate soldier. But the soldier was dead. The captain lit a lantern. Suddenly, he caught his breath and went numb with shock. In the dim light, he saw the face of the soldier was his son. The boy had been studying music in the South when the war broke out. Without telling his father, he enlisted in the Confederate Army. The following morning, heartbroken, the father asked permission of his superiors to give his son a full military burial despite his enemy status. His request was partially granted. The captain had asked if he could have a full group of Army band members play a funeral dirge for the son at the funeral. That request was turned down since the soldier was a Confederate. Out of respect for the father, they did say they could give him one musician. The captain chose a bugler. He asked the bugler to play a series of musical notes he had found on a piece of paper in the pocket of his dead son's uniform. This music was the haunting melody we now know as taps that is used at all military funerals. Day is done. Gone the sun. From the lakes, from the hills, from the sky. All is well, safely rest. God is nigh. Fading light dims the sight, and a star gems the sky, gleaming bright. From afar, drawing nigh, falls the night. Then good night, peaceful night, till the light of the dawn shineth bright. God is near, do not fear. Friend, good night. Day is done, gone the sun. From the lakes, from the hills, from the sky, all is well. Safely rest, God is nigh. Fading light dims the sight, and a star gems the sky. Gleaming bright from afar, drawing nigh falls the night. Then good night, peaceful night, till the light of the dawn shineth bright. God is near. Do not fear, friend. Good night. And out of that one act of wanting to acknowledge his son, regardless of enemy lines, all is well. God is nigh. God is near. And when we look energetically at our history and this celebration of Memorial Day, I've put out, my father's World War II, my friends of Vietnam War. I have friends that were in the Korean War, and how they come back. And many of them come back wounded, even though they're not physically wounded. So I just want to send out this healing energy. I want to say thank you for taking a stand for our country. And that we need to create critical mass for peace. That I was in the 80s, during the harmonic convergence, I was president of the Planetary Commission. I carried the torch for the first Earth run. I was running a mile, and I did practice by running on the beach, but I mean, that last few blocks, they had the news anchor saying, she's kind of tiring out now. And let me tell you, I was carrying that torch for peace. I knew I was going to make it to that 1 mile. I had a major surgery 6 weeks before. And so I wasn't, at my very strongest, and this is in the 80s, but I made it. I carried that torch for peace. And this is the light that penetrates the darkness. The darkness comprehended that not, and shadows flee away forever. Can you imagine, in the middle of a night and putting a lantern down and you see that it's your child, the child that you birthed, that you loved, that you raised in your arms, and has written this amazing piece of music that have lived from this is a legend, but, I feel in my bones that the truth of it, that the energy of it is taking us to the next level. That from afar, drawing nigh, falls the night, then good night. Peaceful night till the light of the dawn shineth bright. The dawn shineth bright when we get it, when we come from a place of conflict resolution. And what happens, in people's individual lives, sometimes they need things to fill their life up, and they look outside themselves for what's going on, what's wrong here, what's wrong there. But the truth is that when we shine the light on every situation, we uplift it, don't we? We uplift it as a planet as a whole. And that when we are standing on the shore and we're saying, they're gone, there are other eyes watching them coming, taking up the glad shout, here they come at last. Nothing we can do will change eternal love. I love that from the Course in Miracles. Nothing you can do will change eternal love. Love is eternal. It's the holy instant in which we live and move and have our being. And on this Memorial Day, if you have lost people through, your loved ones, and we hear about the people that have passed on, that we send them, our love and our energy as they send it back to us. Death is not extinguishing the light. It's turning off the lamp because dawn has come. And that for every person that has passed, and your loved ones that have passed of this coronavirus, that have changed form, are peering through the veil, sending us their love and their light, and saying, peaceful night till the light of the dawn shineth bright. And we are feeling that. James Dillett Freeman, when he lost his wife, he said, faced with the passing of someone we love, our heart cries out in the passion of its loneliness and is not comforted with easy answers, right? And, some of the, the New Agers, all is well. And I remember when my husband passed away, one of the ministers said, oh, he's, in heavenly realms, and it's so wonderful. He has now moved to the higher realms. And, I was grieving. I had a crying 7-year-old. I didn't want to hear that, isn't it wonderful? I wanted to hear, I'm with you. I feel your pain. I feel your suffering. And we know that this too shall pass. And it was really fascinating. I mean, her name was Dodie. And a few months later, her son was killed in an auto accident. And Dodie passed of a broken heart. Everyone said she passed of a broken heart. No one went up to her saying, "Isn't it wonderful? Your son is now in the heavenly realms and he's moved to the next level." You know, I would never think of saying that to someone who has lost a loved one. See, in metaphysics, unfortunately, people, they don't want to deal with their grief. And so we take, like this moldy piece of bread, and we're putting, the metaphysical butter, peanut butter over it, and we're still going to take a bite out of it, and the bread's still going to be moldy. So we need to acknowledge our losses and when we feel the pain. What is your pain but the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding? And then we open to that understanding. And yes, we go through all 4 stages of grief, from the disbelief to the anger to the, kind of acceptance that this has really happened, and then to the healing, so that we can serve others out of the loss that we have felt. And so, being in metaphysics, sometimes this whole denial thing does not serve us. We have to acknowledge where we are at the time if we want to move on. This is how it works. If we can't feel it, we can't heal it. That's the heart's language, isn't it? So faced with the passing of someone we love, our heart cries out in the passion of our loneliness and is not comforted with easy answers. Now, he had lost his beloved wife. He said, our heart tells us that we are meant to live, not to die. We are meant to express life ever more consummately. When someone fails to do this, we cannot help wondering why. To understand the meaning of death, we must understand the meaning of life. Looking at life, we see that all things change. But although all things change, nothing perishes. Things only change. If this is true in the world of things, how much more true is it in the world of mind, right? Soul has a substance of its own, no less permanent for being immaterial, no less real for being invisible. We cannot measure it with calipers or weigh it in a balance. We cannot feel it with our fingers or see it with our eyes. But it is there, substantial, real. It changes us, but it will not perish. Course of Miracles, nothing you can do can change eternal love. He goes on to say, life does not begin with birth. It does not end with death. Life is an eternal process, an eternal progress. This visible form, this audible voice, this aggregation of organs, this network of ideas, we are more than these. These are the trappings of visibility. We are an expression of the spirit of life. We are an expression of the spirit of life. Stand on the shore at night. And I used to do this. I lived in Coronado for several years and raised my daughter. In Coronado, we lived on the ocean. And I used to stand on the shore and I would look at the Point Loma, had a wonderful lighthouse. And, and you could just see it going on. It was like a beacon of light. Stand on the shore at night. You can hear the sound of the waves. You can see them break and whiten on the rocks. But the sea itself, vast and imponderable, and strange and deep, we cannot see. We cannot see. The wave breaks on the rocks and then is gone. And all that is left behind is a fading line of foam, right? Yet the sea is more than the foam that fades on the rock. The sea is more than the wave into which it shaped itself for a moment. When wave and foam are gone, the sea abides to shape itself into another wave and fling itself in foam on the rocks again. You are like a sea that shapes itself into a wave. The wave will expend itself, but you will not expend yourself. You will shape yourself into an infinity of waves. You are the ever-renewing, ever-unfolding expression of infinite life. You are the spirit of the infinite moving across infinity. Don't we love that? We are the spirit of life moving across infinity. Eternity is not an alternation of life and non-life. There is only life. The truth is that we cannot die, for we are life. Life is energy. Life is expression. It cannot cease because it is ceaselessness. We may change form and vanish from view, but we cannot cease to be. We never cease to be, not for a moment. We cannot be separated from life. We cannot be less than life. Why? Because we are life. James says, life is a road that winds among the hills of time. And I love this. With every turn in the road, an old view vanishes. Think about it. A new view appears. Life is a pilgrimage, a passage through eternity. Life is a journey into the unknown. People are as travelers on a journey. Some pass quickly beyond the bend in the road that hides them from our view. Some walk beside us all the way. Some seem to creep along. And some pass swiftly as a runner. But life cannot be measured in terms of time, only in terms of living. When people die, they do not cease to be. They only pass from human sight. There is a unity beyond the unities of time and space. And even thought, a unity that links us as one, just as the waves are one sea and all the islands one earth. Does not love link us with our friends, though they be on the other side of the earth? So those we love may pass beyond the reach of hands, but not outside the heart. Beyond the reach of hands, but not outside the heart. Why are we afraid of death? It is because we are afraid of the unknown. This is a human energy, that we are afraid of the unknown until we have that revelation of truth. Yet is not each new day an adventure into the unknown? Think about it. It is because we are afraid of the unknown, and yet each new day is an adventure into the unknown. Exactly what is on the other side of death, we don't really know, but we may be sure that it is life. Life is on the other side of death, as it is on this side. Death is not evil, neither is it good. Is the turning of a page good or evil? Is the rest between two notes of music good or evil? Is the opening of a door good or evil? Death is an incident. Let's think about it. Death is an incident. It is a part of life, as sleep is a part of life, right? As nightfall is a part of life. Sleep gives way to waking, night turns into day, so death is but the passage from life to life. A passage from life to life. Death is a door through which we pass into another room. It is a rest between two notes in an unfinished symphony. It is a page we turn to a new chapter in the book of life. It is not the end. It is a new beginning. It is not the fall of night. It is another dawn. Another dawn. And just as someone at my side said, they're gone. There are other eyes watching them coming, taking up the glad shout. Here they come at last. We may not know just what will occur when we pass through the door. Yet we can trust the keeper of infinity. Life is the work of a grand and kind intelligence and has an order and a meaning beyond our power to see. Who among us could have planned an atom or a star? Who could have contrived the earth, the seasons, the delicate balance of forces that permits life on earth to exist? What scientist could have fashioned the human body? What philosopher could have thought of the laws that govern mind and space? What poet could have imagined love and wonder? We can trust this intelligence that made the world. We were not made for dying or for failure or for pain. We are meant to live gloriously, aren't we? We are the children of the infinite. We have a divine destiny. We are advancing toward that destiny. Out of the infinite we came, and into the infinite we return. But we are upward bound. We have risen through an eternity of experiences. We shall go higher yet. We shall go higher yet. You wonder where I got going higher? James Dillard Freeman. We shall go higher yet. Out of the infinite we came, into the infinite we return. But we are upward bound. We have risen through an eternity of experiences. We shall go higher yet. Higher yet. And so on this Memorial Day weekend, when we acknowledge the opportunity that we have to know that nothing can change eternal love, that this whole month has been about miracles. And as we acknowledge our daily life as our temple and religion, the miracle of daily life. I loved reading an article about a 4-year-old girl who was lost. And she'd been gone for a whole night, and the whole, the village, everyone was out looking for her. And there was an Indian tracker, and he had a dream. And so he went to the parents, and he said, I had a dream of where she is in the forest. And so they said, lead the way. And they went through, the forest and the brush, and they came to this little clearing. And there was this little 4-year-old girl with her puppy that he'd, miraculously had this dream of exactly where she was. And being an Indian tracker, there, I always feel energetically that there's just such a sacredness, the sacred hoop that one passes through the indigenous world. And there she was. And so each and every one of us, we have within us this miraculous sense of knowing that that 4-year-old wonder child within each of us is safe. That I have a photograph of myself at 4 years old, and this little girl knew she could do anything. And I see it in her eyes, in all of the unfoldment through our family experiences, that we gather the strength we need to be in the world, but of a higher vibratory frequency. And to recognize that there is within each of us that knowingness, that eternal love, that recognition of our oneness. And all the little troublemakers in our lives, it's so interesting. The Course in Miracles states that we have in our lives, we have teachers and we have lovers. And the lovers in our life, they affirm us, they think we're wonderful, they acknowledge us. And the teachers in our life judge us, criticize us, whatever. So that, what does it trigger? He drew a circle that shut me out. Heretic, rebel, a thing to flout. But love and I had the wit to win. We drew a circle that took them in. And that made all the difference. And so I say to you, on this Memorial Day weekend, day is done. Gone the sun. From the lakes, from the hills, from the sky, all is well. Safely rest, God is nigh. Fading light dims the sight, and a star gems the sky, gleaming bright. From afar, drawing nigh, falls the night. Then good night. Peace, peaceful night, till the light of the dawn shineth bright. God is near. Do not fear, friend. Good night. Yes, peaceful night. And as I say to you that we're all on this journey, and where are we going? Higher yet. Where? Higher yet. Where? Higher yet. We are the children of infinity, and we are going higher yet. And as Jesus said, I am in a high place, and I will not come down. None of these outer things move me. I am in a high place, and I will not come down. I say namaste. The divinity within me salutes the divinity within you, and the divinity within you salutes the divinity within me. And if I am in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, there is only one of us. Namaste. I say shalom, the peace that passes all understanding. And God bless us, everyone. And I am so grateful that we can still, through this camera, to have an online service, and that reach the multitudes that need this message. This is a life-affirming message. Our message is a message of universal love and oneness that moves beyond color, race, creed, sexual orientation, and political affiliation. Our oneness arises as we go higher yet. And now it's my great honor to bring to our wonderful online audience our amazing Prince Fleet Easton. And here he is.
There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying. It's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can't go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We are all a part of God's great big family, and the truth, you know, love is all we need. We are the world, we are the children, we are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start living. There's a choice we're making. We're changing our own lives. It's true, we'll make a better day, just you and I. We are the world, there's a choice we're making. Why, we're saving our lives. We're glad to lend a hand. Make a better day, just you and I. Oh, yes, we are the world. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring Dr. Sharon up here, who's going to take our offering.
And you know that we have not received a physical offering since March 22nd of the year of our Lord 2020. And for those of you who have been sending in your tithes, your love offerings, your financial gifts to Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide, it's because of you our doors are open. That we have, you know, like everyone, we have certain fixed income and bills that need to be paid, and the income that comes in, and this over a year now, has allowed us to keep our vocal soloist, our phones, our internet, all of the things that create the energy of keeping our message going. And we are so grateful that when I look into this camera, the eye in which I see God is the same eye in which God sees me. So as we come together online to take this offering, please repeat after me. I give this gift with love and joy. I give this gift with love and joy. I give this gift as a sacred expression of who I am.
I give this gift as a sacred expression of who I am.
In giving to God, I give to myself.
In giving to God, I give to myself.
I give thanks for the abundance that is mine.
I give thanks for the abundance that is
And
mine.
so it is.
And so it is.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. And we get our hands together like this. And we're activating all 5 key elements of the universe, beginning with earth, fire, air, water, ether. And we're saying, thank you, Father, Mother, God, for the generosity demonstrated on this glorious Sunday. We receive these gifts pressed down, shaken together, and flowing over into every area of our life. For we know the same opening we give through is the same opening we receive through. Thank you, Father, Mother, God, for the abundance It is ours. And so it is.
So it is.
And as you know, our fleet completes every service with we've taken up Shower the People with Love, because we feel that love is the strongest power in the universe. And we just love you and thank you. And I do want to thank Julian Hernandez, who has been our moderator since the Reverend Dr. Roger Bamenek is in the middle of a move. And Julian has stepped in. And dear, we love you and appreciate you so much for doing that. And for all of you who are tuning in, we just bless you. We acknowledge your commitment as part of our virtual community. And Fleet is going to take it away. Shower the people with love.
You can play the game, you can act out the part, though you know it wasn't written for you. And tell me how you're gonna stand there with a broken heart, ashamed of playing the fool. You know if they can lead to another, it doesn't take any sacrifice. Oh, father and mother, sister and brother, if it feels nice, do it twice. And just shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. What I mean to say is, shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. You know you can't run, but you can't hide. This is widely known. And what you plan to do with your foolish pride when you're all by yourself, all alone. You know what you tell somebody, the way you feel, you can feel it beginning to ease. I guess it's true what they say about the squeaky wheel, always getting the grease. So you better shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. What I mean to say is, shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. Oh, they are, aren't they? Yes. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Just shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Make it rain, rain love. Make it rain, rain love. Oh, once again, thank you everyone for joining us today right here at Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide online service. as I always say in the beginning of the service, wherever you are on your journey of spirit, you are welcome, loved, and accepted. This is a way of life where we honor all paths to God, isn't it, Minnie? Yep, see, she agrees. Also, I want to remind you on every Wednesday night, Dr. Sharon's Spirit, Mind, and Body Connection right here online at, like I always say, Facebook, StreamYard, wherever you're watching from. And this in the month of June, it's going to be on the 4 Agreements. So please join her for that. So now, with that all said, we're sending out our blessings for this Memorial Day weekend to each and every one of you. And we will see you next week, same time, same station. Have a beautiful, blessed week. Everybody, let's all give everybody a big kiss. Here we go. Mwah! Take care. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.